Hey, good afternoon. $1,400 third stimulus checks will be landing in your bank account next week. But what are the other items in the third stimulus package, and when is that money going live? And what's going on with fourth stimulus? What's going on with SSI and SSDI? What is going on with mortgage assistance? What's going on with eviction moratorium? A lot of viewers have been asking me those questions. Additionally, questions about that $10,200 of unemployment. I haven't done this video in a couple days, so I'm doing it right now. I'm giving you all the updates you need to know about third stimulus, all the items, and also the push for fourth stimulus. What's happening? Meantime, the Dow starts tomorrow with the 10-year Treasury at 1.7. It's high. It's very high. There could be a lot of major breaking news from Wall Street tomorrow. But in this recording, I'm going over all the deal provisions of the third stimulus check bill. And I'm going to go one by one with you and jump into the live chat as well. This is Noontime LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Noontime LALATE. How are you doing? Doing great. It's Sunday. Crushing the weekend. Your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in your bank account next week, all next week. Learn more about that in the video right before this. Actually, the two videos right before this. And also in your mailbox. But shortly, I want to first go over the IRS.GOV Track My Stimulus Check tool. Again, that is the IRS.GOV Track My Stimulus Check tool. I made a lot of recordings about this early in the week. And at the time I said, it's a very unreliable tool. Well, guess what? Now it is a very reliable tool. This is what you need to know. The tool has now updated itself throughout the weekend for viewers. And it has gone from providing no information about them to now providing information. Or providing a March 17th delivery date, which of course was St. Patrick's Day, and you may not have gotten it by then, to now delivering delivery dates of next week. What are the two types of updates the IRS.gov tool is now showing? It's now showing for viewers direct deposit of March 24th, most dominantly as the direct deposit date, but sometimes showing 25th, 26th, and 27th. Never showing 23rd. Don't know why. And then showing paper check delivery of the 26th. Now, sometimes it shows paper check delivery of the 27th. Again, not showing any other date as well. So this is where you need to know, is that the IRS.gov tool has suddenly updated itself over the weekend and will continue to update itself tomorrow. And I will be updating you as it updates itself as well. When you use the tool, make sure you know how to type in your address exactly the way the post office recognizes it. There's a series of tools to check the spelling and punctuation. For example, Avenue, AVE, it may want to do a different way. It may want to take off north and not put north in. It may want to put PO and not PO, PI, and all these little slightly differentiations. If you don't do it exactly that way, it will return a don't know you result. All right, let's turn to the big items that are in the stimulus package. $1,400 stimulus checks, you certainly know, coming to individuals who made less than $75,000. This includes up to a family of four. This is if you made less than $75,000, single individual, $150,000 married couple, and it's based upon 2019 or 2020 tax return. Adult dependents, your stimulus check goes to the person who claims you as an adult dependent. Let's go to unemployment, which I've got a lot of questions from in the last few days. As you know, UI, PUA, and FPUC are extended to September 6th. FPUC is $300 a week. It's staying at $300 a week, which it has been since early January. Now, if you want to know the total number of weeks, if you went on claim, if you started your claim at the start of the pandemic in March of last year, this is how many weeks it'll be. 79 weeks for PUA and 53 weeks for PEUC. The $100 weekly payments called the mixed earner credit will be extended to September 6th, and FPUC will not be considered income for purposes of determining SNAP, healthcare, or Medicaid. Okay, let's turn to that $10,200 item. I've got a lot of questions about this. Let me explain what it means. When you earned unemployment benefits in 2020, you got some money. You either took out for taxes when you got it, or you didn't take out for taxes. If you took out for taxes from UI, PUA, and FPUC, all three, then you're going to have to fix that to get that money fixed. I'll explain what the fixing is in a second. If you took out for UI and PUA but didn't take out for FPUC, you got more confusion. If you didn't take out for anything, then if you haven't filed your tax return, wait. If you didn't take out for anything and did file your tax return and paid taxes on it, wait, because there's another problem. Here's what's going on. IRS says that it has a lot of problems to deal with, and these problems concern this $10,200. This is what IRS's statement is. We know the situation. We're going to be updating you. We will have advisories at how to fix it. Ultimately, just understand you have a problem. Don't fix it. And if you haven't filed your 2020 tax return, don't file it yet. Let me say that again. If you received unemployment benefits in 2020 and you have not filed your tax return, don't file it yet because you have no idea how to do it on the tax return. No one does. Do you fix it by not paying it or do paying it or don't paying it? Don't do it just yet because IRS is going to give you advisory of how they're going to fix it. Now, the easiest situation is someone who did not take out for taxes when they got their unemployment and has not filed their tax return. That's the easiest one because you may actually know how to do that tax return because you know the first $10,200 is not taxable and you didn't take out for taxes. So now when you prepare your tax return, you know exactly how to say it. If this sounds incredibly overwhelming, it should. It's very, very messy. And most people won't be able to do this if they do their tax returns themselves. It's just a little confusing for even the average person. This is why you need a tax preparer to help you for something that complicated. COBRA is now cheaper. Your COBRA benefits your premiums are paid from April 1st to September 30th. Meantime, your COBRA premiums will stay less than 8.5% of your adjusted gross income. Child care tax credit. So this is if you have child care costs. It will be a deductible up to 50% if the child is 13 years or younger. $4,000 for one child, $8,000 for two or more children. And then we get to the children tax credit. That will be $5,000 if the child is 5 to newborn and $4,400 if the child is 17 to 6. Now, this is how it calculates. A $14 stimulus check with yours, provided that the family household is 4 or smaller. And then $300 a month starting in the month of July if the child is 5 to newborn, or $250 a month starting in the month of July if the child's 17 to 6. Now, again, if you think that IRS doesn't know that child exists, you don't file tax returns, you're on SSI or SSDI, and you never declared that child, and you're worried about that child, well, guess what? IRS has said, don't do something about that either. Don't do anything. We're fixing that problem also. So a lot of fixing, and I don't mean fixing for the turkey. I mean fixing for these problems. Hazard pay. Hazard pay is in the third stimulus package as an earned income tax credit. The earned income tax credit for essential workers who are 19 years or older and made less than $25,000 is increased for the pandemic for hazard pay purposes to $1,502. If you made over $25,000, you're out of luck. Rental assistance, $27 billion for housing. Rental assistance will be administered by your local jurisdiction, your city or county. So if you did purple with me in any of these months, it's going to be the same place, and yes, you can go get more money. It includes rent for low-income, middle-class, and homeless people. It includes utility assistance as well. You don't necessarily have to be behind on the rent. There are certain qualifications you need to look at. If you're a member of this channel, you see the qualifications. And finally, for property owners, there's mortgage assistance. Even if the mortgage is privately held, there is also assistance for bills for homeowners and also housing costs. Finally, the grants. Oh, Lord. If you thought Jovita Late was a laugh a minute, get ready for Casillas Late or Guzman Late. I don't know which one to call it. It's just out of control and it hasn't even started. What am I referring to? This is your new head of SBA. And if you thought I moved goalposts, not me, if you thought they moved goalposts in 2020, Lord, get ready for 2021. It's a hot mess express, and it's bombshells every 10 seconds. Let me tell you what's going on, folks. I got to roll my eyes. Roll your eyes with me right now in the video. Let's all roll our eyes. The bill, which is now law, says SBA is supposed to do certain things because it's law. Yeah, guess what SBA is doing? Not following the law again. So the first one is the restaurant grant. This is the one that they're trying to sort of look like they're following the law. The restaurant grant. Is it live on SBA.gov? Let's go look. Let's look together. Here's SBA.gov. Let's look at the website. Is it live? You're going to see the website go into sort of a background thing. Oh. Now the website doesn't work. Okay, let's click it this way. Okay, is the restaurant grant live? It's not live. So how much will the restaurant grant be? It will be up to $10 million per entity, $5 million per location, calculated as your 2019 revenue subtracted from your 2020 revenue. Okay, that's good. When is it live, Casillas Light? No idea. And then we have the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant. The Shuttered Venue Operator Grant. This is what the bill says about that grant. It says that within 21 days of the bill becoming law, okay, it's been law now for what, 8 days? Within 21 days, SBA is to open up the Shuttered Venue Grant and prioritize the applications appropriately. Hasn't done that. Now, the good thing is if you go to SBA.gov, which I did, well, not just with you, but I did it earlier today, and look for the venue grant, it actually includes a little bit more than just venues. It also includes talent representation. Now, I got to roll my eyes like you got to roll your eyes. Talent representation doesn't mean you represent people who are on poles spinning in dance clubs at night. That's a different type of talent. I always get those questions. Crush the questions. Not that type of talent. But it does include talent. I don't know. America's Got Talent. You got talent. Crayola King's got talent. Bonnie Cowell's got talent. Jalk and Albert has got talent. Gunner's got talent. If you represent talent, maybe you can get a grant. I don't know what type of talent you got to represent. Drop in the comments your jokes, because I know you got jokes for this one. I just smell the jokes coming. Crystal Hunter she's got the jokes coming ready for this one. If you represent some talented people, you can get a grant. Finally, there's the EIDL grant. I can't even say this one with a straight face. Okay, so the EIDL grant, it's just about as ridiculous as it was last year, folks. Here we go again. The EIDL grant says within the first 28 days of it, within the first 28 days or 14 days, depending on how you read this law, she has to open up the EIDL grant. Casillas Late, Guzman Late, whatever you want to call it. She has to open your EIDL grant. She hasn't opened it. In fact, what does she say? Don't come looking for it. I can't. $5,000 EIDL grant. If you have less than 10 employees and you had downturn your business, that's what the law says. She says, no. We're only giving grants to people from 2020. Who's 2021? We aren't giving you any money. Are you kidding me? This is Casillas Lake. We don't give money. So I don't know what's going on, but at the moment, we have to hope they update their website, because at the moment, Casillas Lake says, no, she's not giving you an EIDL grant ever from 2021. Yeah. And to which I know someone's going to say, how about that grant to start a new business? We can't even get the biz grants that are in the law, let alone the grants that Biden promised would be in the law that aren't in the law. Okay, so along with that deliciousness. Oh my God. It's just so wacko. It just makes Barney the dinosaur look normal. Let me turn to forced stimulus. Forced stimulus is heating up. Whether it's Bernie Sanders, who had that video over the weekend talking about what he wants in forced stimulus or elsewhere. Let me explain to you what is going on with forced stimulus. First of all, what is it called? What I want you to know is that forced stimulus will be called a lot of different things by a lot of different people. Some people call it the infrastructure bill. Some people call it the climate bill. Some people will call it, forced stimulus. But it has to be done, and it has to be done relatively quickly because the U.S. government is planning to reopen in full swing by May. I told you that weeks ago we're reopening in May. Well, guess what the president said over the weekend? He's going from, instead of 100 million doses in 100 days to 200 million doses in 100 days. He wants us back to normal by Independence Day. Yeah. He wants the entire country back to normal by May. Well, the reopening stimulus is the forced stimulus. So what are Democrats asking for? They're asking for reoccurring stimulus checks to the end of the pandemic. What you need to know is that this may sound like an insanely large amount of money, but it's not unusual for this president. A week ago yesterday, the president told insiders he wants to spend $3,000 a child for 18 years. Yeah, I kid you not. So if he's willing to spend $3,000 a child for 18 years, he can certainly spend $2,000 a month for 6 months for us. And that is what the Democrats, both progressives and moderate Democrats, are demanding. They're basically saying the following in a series of letters to the president. If you give us another bill, which you're going to, we won't support it unless there's a stimulus check in there every month until the end of the pandemic. The exact words they use are reoccurring stimulus checks. They don't say how many months, they don't say how much the check is, but privately and insiders believe that they're thinking of $2,000 a month for at least 6 months. This is more money than FPUC retro. It's 6 times the amount of money for SSI and SSDI, and it's a lot more money than hazard pay. So if you're watching this video and wondering, what about my $10,000 of hazard pay? This is more than hazard pay. What about that SSI and SSDI $2,400? Would you rather have $12,000 or $2,400? Yeah, you want $12,000. It's a lot better than $2,400. And what about FPUC retro? Would you rather get $8,000 of FPUC retro or $12,000 of this? $12,000. So suddenly people are making the big push for the big money you want. Let's just hope they keep that push on focus. Let me jump into some of the comments right now. $3,000 a year for 18 years is ridiculous, says Debbie. Cosign. Let me see more of the comments. They still haven't even talked to my... Oh, that's something else. Hopefully the 24th we will get the Direct Express. Absolutely. April, $10,000. I don't know what that means. What about MetaBank? Yes, MetaBank has paid some viewers. Others, it has not. That's Denise Torres. $12,000. Heck yes, says Kathy. Yes, I'd rather have $12,000. So who the hell's going to pay for this? Oh, Navy. Navy F-14. He has a great comment about that. Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for this? We are. The president in the video, which I didn't tee up for today, was his press secretary asked this question about 4 days ago. She said, he's raising your taxes. He's raising your taxes. So yeah, everyone's taxes are going to be raised so that we get reoccurring stimulus checks. Doesn't that make total sense? It makes total sense. We'll raise your taxes so we can give you a stimulus check. Yeah, it's going so fast. Tia, that's Purple Power Moolah. $12,000 says Sandy. We are. There's Jerome. Hello, LA. Hello, Jerome. How are you? And congratulations. Yes. Congratulations, says Luth Lair. Congratulations. You're getting a stimulus check, and we're also raising your taxes. It's yeah. So there you go. As we go into the new day, as we go into noontime, as we go into 1 o'clock, it's time for afternoons, LALATE. If you just joined me, boy, a lot of details in this video. This video, I haven't brought this video back in a couple of days. I said I promised to bring it back, which was what is in the stimulus package, the third stimulus package. I went over the details of what's in the third stimulus package. I also went over what's happening with fourth stimulus. I also went over the IRS Track My Stimulus Check tool, which I'm going to cover in the video right after this as we go into the final 2 shows today. I'll be going over the big details about about the new delivery dates of your stimulus check. That's the next video coming up. And then the video after that, I'll be going over specifically direct deposits of stimulus checks. So much happening. Thank you for joining me as we go into Afternoons LA coming up right after this. Join me on the next video.